also trying to engage people that are involved in the industry. We've taken a new direction that I haven't seen any other real film festivals do. That's our Springboard Talk series are there, and I really like that. I try and sneak into that whenever I have time, which isn't an awful lot. Viewers of this program and of the internet in general are probably familiar with TED Talks, and it's kind of our variation of TED Talk. Now TED has...
Sorry, I just love that you just addressed the internet.
The internet. Yes.
Not our audience, the internet as a whole. Sorry,
but yeah, if you're not familiar with TED, go there. It's great.
Yeah, it is.
But what's interesting is that I think, something like TED, there's a natural technological progression that's going on.
Right.
So you look at like something like Johnny Lee, the guy who did the Wiimote stuff, and he's done the $15 Handycam. Great engineering mind there, but there's always that natural technological progression. People feel that film isn't progressing at the same way. It's taken us so long to engage digital cinema, and we're not on the same progression in that way. But there's an incredible amount of not just random talking, which is what you normally get as at industrial events, but there's real passion behind the people that make film their life. And we give them a chance to go up on the stage, and rather than saying, hey, you're here to talk about international financing between co-productions and countries that end in the letter B.
You just make it sound interesting.
Yeah, we put people up there that are doing this every day and say, what's fascinating about this for you? Why do you do this? And you get something incredible about this. Yeah, and people pour their hearts out. Last year we had Chris Landreth here. He was talking about the state. For those of you who don't know, Ryan, just Google it. You can find it on the NFB site. Academy Award-winning short, really worth your time. But Chris Landreth, he came here and he talked about the state of 3D animation. This man was like listening to Pixar and DreamWorks talk at the same time. He knew all of his stuff. He knew how to condense it. He knew how to, make these things meaningful. And in a 5-10 minute speech, you really got a little education about what he's passionate about. Even on the other end, for people that are more business minded, another one I still tell people about, Angie Burns from Maple Films here in Canada. She does marketing, and you think, well, marketing, there's nothing really new in this. But to hear her talk, she would address one of those things that most people don't really understand in there. She talked about the difference about marketing Canadian film versus marketing an American film, and it's really night and day. She said, with an American film, you've got one day to do everything. That one day push, and then the movie's over. You're talking about Men Who Stare at Goats with Ewan McGregor and George Clooney, and she said, yeah, we had them all for one day. If we didn't do it that day, it didn't go in the promo. And that's all there was to it. And so in Canada, it's just, there's a real care actually behind the distributors, and people think, well, nobody cares about Canadian films. Actually, the distributors do care a lot. This was somebody who's very interested with her. She was talking about one of the Bruce McDonald films and how she worked with that one for 6 months on building a whole package and getting the word out.
Because it had more organic, I guess,
Yeah, and it was a whole different thing. And that was another way she was able to engage the audience. We're able to bring something out there rather than talking about this whole thing of how do you frame a shot, how do you get your financing, how do you do these things. No, we're talking about the people and their passion, and by turning Springboard onto the passion, we created an incredibly engaging, response from our audience. We're really happy with the way that's going.
It's hard to... She'll be doing cartwheels after I'll try to get that on video. But yeah, I guess if you're tapping into passion, it's a little easier to promote and sell something that people are already loving and passionate about anyway. So, not a tough sell.
It's not a hard sell, but, but the nice thing is that I think people are always surprised at what they learn and walking away. This is not Filmmaking 101. This is not master classes. We have master classes too, and you do get a chance to sit down with these people and talk with them in a more direct sense. But when people are given the chance to really talk about that, even in this non-technology world, you see how they engage with their own ideas and want to share them and bring that to the audience.